We are 1 week away from E3, people, which means we're 1 week away from drowning in a sea of Zelda news, which is fucking about, I don't know, about a year and a half late if you ask me, but that's besides the point. Next week, we're going to finally get some information that's long overdue on this game. We're going to get to finally see some HD gameplay that's probably not going to be recorded from a TV. Let's fucking hope. We're finally going to get to hopefully get a name, fingers crossed, and hopefully some story information. But we don't know anything aside from just the fact that, it's coming out next year, it's open world, based off Twilight Princess in a sense, or has some sort of tie-in to it, and then it's just kind of modeled after Western RPGs, which I'm A-okay with. But what else do we know about this game? Not really fucking much of anything. So I thought I would kind of, make a wish list for some things that I would like to see return, and some things that really should, be in this new Zelda game. Some stuff that would kind of enhance the gameplay and enhance the overall game itself. Firstly, I think a better combat system would be something that could improve Zelda tremendously. If you look at the 7 hidden skills in Twilight Princess, that was something that really expanded upon Link's repertoire and all his capabilities, and just he had this hidden arsenal of these badass techniques that you could use to take down different enemies, and specific enemies were designed with those hidden skills in mind, so that you would have to use a certain skill in order to defeat them. That was something that made the fighting in that game a little bit more strategic and made you think a little bit more about the enemy you were facing, instead of just running up and hacking and slashing and just shaking the Wii mode at him, or just spamming B constantly. So I would definitely like to see them to expand upon that and possibly give us some more, some different weapons, kind of like how in Wind Waker you can pick up the giant spears and the big swords, and possibly like in Skyward Sword, where you could have the almost RPG element to where you could, upgrade your weapons and your shields and buy some different items to equip them instead of just the classics. Next up, I would like to see a better companion than what we typically get. Very few times do we actually get a companion that's actually interesting and actually not just minor. Navi and Fee speak for themselves. Like, we don't need anyone to go into depth about how annoying they are. We all know the problems that they present. But very few times do we actually get interesting characters like Midna or the King of Red Lions, to where they're pivotal to the story and they are interesting, and you actually, grow a fondness for their character, instead of just, the Sherpa that's buzzing in your ear every 5 minutes to tell you that your Wiimote needs to be calibrated and that your batteries are dying. There's a lot of rumor and speculation that the Sheik are going to be heavily utilized in this new Zelda game, so it's not far off that we could see a Sheikah companion in this, and that we could actually have them being someone who is a pivotal character. And something that I kind of thought about was this tablet that you see on the side that everybody thinks that powers up his bow and arrow could be used for some sort of communication device, much like that little crystal that we saw in the Wind Waker. So that's something that could be done with that. Next up, I would love to see the return of a darker storyline. For me, and in my personal biasisms, the darker storylines are the better ones in my opinion. Some of my favorite Zelda games are Twilight Princess and Majora's Mask. And with them stating that this game is going to have some sort of tie-in to Twilight Princess, it's not far off to assume that this might be in the child timeline and this might have a darker theme to it. Even though it is kind of cel-shaded and seems to be a very bright and wistful game. Lastly, I would love to see Zelda have a more pivotal role in this game. Far too often is she not utilized, and she is just used for dialogue and just in a few cutscenes here and there. And it's asinine to me how the title character does not get used that much. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I went into this a little bit in my last video. I just don't think it's fair that you have all this great potential in this character that is Zelda, and she's just fucking squandered for the most part. So I would love to see Zelda be featured a bit more instead of just some dialogue here and there. Have her fucking just be right alongside Link, or have, you know, her be fucking in the full front of the game for the most part. You know, show her off. You know, it's okay. You know, it's her title games. You know, you could show her a little bit more, just a wee little bit. But yeah, that's just a few things that I would like to see return in this new Zelda game. But yeah, if you have anything that you would like to see return in this Zelda game, please feel free to leave it in the comment section down below. I would love to read your suggestions. And as always, thank you for watching.